Alright, so today we're going to talk about how to carry your pistol. Now, just kind of what I've learned is that I would now first buy the holster and then get the pistol for it. Okay? When I first didn't know, we always got the gun first or the whatever, and then we try to find a holster that fit, and then 6 holsters later, cool. And then, you realize something is too big or whatever, right? So, I'm going to recommend the Alien Gear holster. This is what I use. Of course, let's do a check. Of course, it's clear, no round in the chamber. Actually, there's a laser round, so there's a, what's it called? There you go. There's a laser round. Okay, we just laser, no magazine. Okay. All right, so the normally the Kydex holster that's out there eventually gets sweaty and hot, and it jabs and digs into your skin, and it gets really uncomfortable after a while. Now I used to carry a full-size gun, and eventually it just got too big, too heavy, and it was 45, it was HA 45, 10 rounds there, and I carried 2 magazines on top of that. And I realized, like, after 5 years, I have never fired a shot. We're not in times of war. It's like, dude, and then I started carrying less and less and less, and it was like, and instead of me carrying less and not even carrying no more, I'd rather carry something comfortable and just less rounds. So it's something better than nothing. That's the idea. Okay. Now, times if we are going to service or whatever, and we kind of expect maybe a little more higher event of or risk of an attack, then it might make sense to carry an extra magazine or two with you. Now, the reason why I like the Alien Gear holster is because it has good retention. It's not, I don't think it's made out of Kydex, but it's some kind of plastic or something. But it's got all these features where you can adjust the retention and make it tighter and stronger so that it doesn't just pop out. You can have a little thumb thing if you want to kind of press the thumb to release it if you like. I don't really use it because the retention is good enough. And the most important thing is this neoprene thing here, where it protects kind of basically the holster from jabbing into you in your skin, and it just feels really comfortable where I don't even feel that it's even there. Hot days, sweaty days, like it's breathable. There's little kind of nice little holes and ports so it kind of just breathes and just dries the sweat if you are sweating, and this is what I would go with now. So I would make sure that Alien Gear holster, appendix carry, get that. And then get the gun for that holster. If they don't make the holster for that gun, I'm not getting that gun. All right. And also, smaller the better. I know we also thought about I'm gonna need a light and lasers and all this other stuff, but it's like really after a while you're like, you just want something that works. It doesn't even have a rail or anything like that. And if you want, you can have a separate one with the rail and light. That's for your home carry, but everyday carry, you usually want to go smaller. Something's better than nothing. Okay. All right. So this is the Glock 43. The Glock 43X has a little more rounds, but I thought about getting the Glock 43X also and giving this to my wife. But then I was like, well, that's gonna be extra length here. It's gonna stick out more, and maybe a little more heavier. And do I really need it? I don't know. Maybe if I went training more often, I might need an extra, couple rounds so I keep reloading all the time, just for convenience sake. Other than that, it shoots the same profile. They do have mag extensions that you can probably get a magazine that's a little bigger. I think the Glock store has something like that where you could maybe add 2-3 more rounds in here, so it'll be a 9 shooter instead of a 6 shooter plus 1, and yeah, it just kind of sticks out a little more. But so I'll probably just carry that, and then just some bigger magazines that you could carry for church, and just that's kind of it. Okay, and then of course don't muzzle yourself. And so let's go ahead and I'm gonna clip on to the next video, which I did a demonstration on the different times between back carry, strong side, and appendix carry, how much time it's been reduced, and also between identifying what the time when you see a threat to the actually drawing, it's very split second. Like it's very hard to know, which is why there's reason why cops are kind of it's kind of sensitive. Why when someone reaches into a car, you tell them not to reach in the car, they reach in, you have to either shoot them right there, or take the risk of not going home that day because you wait to see what came out, and it turned out to be a cell phone rather than a gun, or maybe it is a gun and you got shot first. Okay, so those are things that you need to decide. And I'm not just saying, hey, church is different. There's no cars in there in the sanctuary that they're gonna reach into, but they're gonna reach into something. But as soon as they reach in, you better close in that distance and say, hey, what's going on, and put your hand on his hands, because if that comes out to be a gun, you can then grab and control that gun real quick. Okay, but I would probably be very, very careful when that hand goes into something. Okay, it would be a pull a shirt, or his hand goes in the shirt, his hand's in his pocket, hoodie pocket. He can pull anything out. By the time he pulls that out, so you say, hey, show me your hands. You don't show your hands. You walk closer. You engage and close that distance, because if he's not showing that hand, something's coming out. So, okay. All right. Okay, so watch the next video. We'll see you in a bit.